19.4 million people continue to starve, 2.5 million children drop out from school cause of financial problem, 7 million people have no works to live their life, and as the World Survey result, there are one child died every 3 seconds because of hunger, and 2 billion people all over the world still live their life below the poverty line. Those facts are really heartbreaking. Seeing these people live their life below the poverty line with suffer. Meanwhile, we're only here watching them and never think about how would they feel if we were in their position. Can we just still thinking about what is Rachel Spenya's newest outfit today, or what is Sabir's doing today? Well, as how we know, poverty is one of the hugest problems that Indonesia has today. But the strange thing in here is, why do Indonesian people looks like neglecting this thing and seems not so serious in solving this problem? The problem that I meant in here is poverty that happened rampantly in all sectors in Indonesia. Well, what I'm going to propose today in here is to invite all of the young generation in here to take our part on this huge kind of problem, and what we have to do is to decrease poverty as soon as possible. Because Nelson Mandela ever said to us, as long as poverty still exists in our world, then none of us can truly rest. Good afternoon, the honorable judges, the participants, and all of the audiences. My name is Ana Agung Istri Agung Aprila Berlianti, representing Pendidikan Dokter. In here, I would like to deliver my speech about poverty in Indonesia. Before I move on, I would like to clearly define what actually poverty meaning in my speech today. Based on World Bank Organization, poverty has so many faces. A lack of shelter, being sick and not being able to see a doctor, not having access to education, and the main thing about poverty is not having enough money to fulfill their very, very basic needs. But the fact that happened recently in Indonesia are high rates of child malnutrition, maternal mortality, inadequate access to education, safe water, and sanitation are persistent problems among poor communities in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, before we can address changes for those who's living their life in poverty, then we need to know what is exactly causing poverty in Indonesia. In my opinion, there are two main factors. The first is the quality of human resources itself, and the second is the system of government. Basically and logically, someone wouldn't be that poor if at least they try a little bit harder in their life. But some of them may be resigned to the reality, like believing this is their destiny. So nothing can make them escape from poverty except God. But in the fact, so many people try too hard but still cannot recover. Then again, it is the government concern. Someone said that education is the most powerful weapon to ward against problems in this world. But what if an education in the country is still bad or not being really concerned by the government? How does this sentence could happen in our country, Indonesia? So as a solution for this problem, I have a program. And for what should young generation do, I have a program called Read, Learn, and Share. Read means you need to read every article about poverty, how high the number of poverty in Indonesia or even in the world, how hazardous this thing is today. Learn means you need to understand what is poverty until the root of it and every sectors of it. Share means you need to spread away to your friends what you've done, because I believe many people know means many people care about how pathetic this condition in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, maybe not all of us can be expert and experienced about poverty in our country, but I believe that we can be the one who starts caring about our country's development and starts taking an action in making it better, because our case doesn't start and end quickly. Someone said before that sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great, but I believe that we can be that great generation. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all about my speech today. So I apologize if there were any misspoken words. Thank you for your attention. Have a nice day and see you next time. Om Santi Santi Santi.